Hold me down, keep me close, safe and sound. Drowning in an endless sea. Take some time and stay with me. Keep me in the strength of your arms. Keep me safe, safe and sound. Yeah, we are. Hold me down. Keep me safe,
Not me.
safe and sound.
Yo, what is up, people? What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the O.O.C. We got JG in the house. My co-host Roberto is in the house. Roberto, talk to the people, sir.
What's good, people?
Okay, very entertaining. JG, talk to the people, sir. Where can I find you?
Yo, salute panel, salute chat, salute fam. What's going on?
Excellent. Glad y'all can make it once again. We got another episode of the O.O.C. Superwise, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? You doing
What's
good?
good, Superwise?
Brother from another mother, what's up?
What's up, Drop
Drop
Shop?
is in the house. We just
I was
had
just about to say, yo, well, we got nobody in the comments. I'm switching back and forth. Private chat, comments, private chat. Something wrong with my shit, you know? And here they come, yo. What up, guys?
What up, eyes? What's going on, guys? Yeah, Superwise. We just had a little cousin T. What's up? Had a little
What's up,
discussion
cousin?
in the back about the Thor: Love and Thunder and those crappy ass movies. But it is what it is. We have an episode of the O.O.C. I think we're gonna have a good show tonight. We got a few topics in the house, a few things that Roberto wants to talk to. I know JG sent something. We'll probably touch on that if we got a little bit of time. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna start it off with a few jokes, like we did the last time. So I got a few jokes in the house that we're gonna bring up. And let's see. All right, first one. Listen to this. Okay, there we go.
Alex Stein?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What I'm saying is these casinos give people free drinks and then they become vulnerable and they end up gambling more money than they have.
Yeah.
And I was a victim of that. And I lost a lot of money. And I'm facing a lot of issues right now. My wife's boyfriend recently got her pregnant. And I'm here for a church event speaking. I'm a member of the Church of Scientology. And I don't normally drink. But I'm very vulnerable. I'm in a position now where I don't know what I'm going to do because financially I'm going to have to take care of this baby potentially because he's out on parole right now and he has an upcoming case where he could be facing a long time in jail. So potentially I'm going to have to financially support this baby, and I come to Las Vegas for a work event and I get fed alcohol and I get entirely way too intoxicated. I go to the ATM, I use my credit card. They make it very accessible to be able to gamble with my credit card. You know this, Mayor Goodman. They make it absolutely incredibly accessible, Councilman, to be able to take all I have. And now I got to go back to Clearwater, Florida, and I have nothing. But the vulnerability of the tourists that come here, like myself, you're preying on people like me. And then I end up meeting a nice Filipino girl. I take her back to my hotel room. Come to find out, I cost money for her service to come to my room. Mayor Goodman. I end up having a good time. We start kissing. We take off our clothes. She has male genitalia. She's a transgender.
Bro, the fact that they let him continue speaking. Oh my god.
Where is that?
I have no idea, bro. But I just find these things and I'm listening to them and I'm like, yo, this is funny. I gotta show this one. Bro,
Is this the same dude that said I saw one earlier where somebody was freestyling in the same kind of thing? I wonder if that was him. He looked just like him. He was bust out rapping and freestyling. It was hilarious.
That shit was funny, man. I can't believe this dude really, like, you know what I mean? Went to, I don't know if that was some kind of court hearing or something, but started talking about how Vegas forced him to buy drinks. I got another one for you. Hold on. I got another one for you.
Uh-huh.
Tell me a joke about police officers.
How many police officers does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know. How many?
None. They'll just beat the room for being black.
Damn.
What the hell is that?
Oh my god! All right, guys, that's hilarious. Hold
You know,
on.
it's funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
You put on that joke, and I don't know when's the last time we'd had a popo moment, but
I
I
have
was
to do
lying
it.
down. I was lying down. I don't know if we have it in our thing here, but I was lying down and minding my own business and shit. And sure enough, it was on the news and showed some events that took place in the U.S. again with a bunch of black men beating a black man to death.
Oh yeah, oh, I didn't see that. Was a cop?
Oh yeah, so predominantly black officers in jail beat this man to death, and I'm like, how the shit this not on the O.O.C?
I
How?
didn't even know.
Uh,
I didn't even know about it.
so you know what? Daddy's got to know it's coming up soon,
Oh,
or
for
we can
sure.
investigate it now and play the same video they played. But
Oh, for sure.
these guys are already pretty much convicted. They're looking to press more charges on them. Yeah, it's not looking too good. So there's a few things I wanted to ask Danny, you know.
Hey, Dandelion, how you doing? Samuel
What's up,
Stokes
Dandelion?
popping out. Here's one
Samuel
for you.
Stokes.
Trinidad and Tobago believe they can build a rocket to go to the sun. Scientists in the United States said it is impossible that a rocket cannot go to the sun, it will be melted. The scientists of Trinidad and Tobago said they are not going in the day, they are going in the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
I hope it's a Trinidadian who did that one.
You know what I mean?
Because that's bad, yo. We go in the night. Like he figured something out.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Hilarious. So that was what? 3, which is number 4. Okay, hold on now. Skip that one. I'll save that one. Here.
I am
And he really up here like, what is his legs in? This boy ain't got no legs. Won't go to church, but come up here with no legs. What?
What are you doing up here with this sign?
Wounded at the war. Both legs gone. Anything
Grandma,
would
what are you
help.
doing here?
God, look. This boy is funny.
How your grandma look?
Grandma, this is ridiculous.
And you got left on that. You people that got no money to buy bread, milk. And you up here begging? I didn't even get
What a cup.
Well, you ain't gonna get that.
What a He's a runner. He's a track.
I swear, people, eh? You know what I mean, bro?
It's a hustle. It's a hustle.
That one could have definitely been set up. You know what I mean? That one like it could have probably been set up, but it's funny nonetheless. All right. So next up, guys, I got these 2 mashups. I want you to tell me which one you think is better. So mashup number 1. Cat can decide.
To the guard, the saga continues. Wu-Tang.
Let's get this straight. I never fucked anybody over in my life.
This is the remix.
All I have in this world is my balls, my word. And I don't break them for no. You understand? You want to go out with me? You say it. And you make them.
Let's go big.
Welcome to my center. Honey's feeling deep in their placenta. Cold as the pole in the winter. Ricochet off the vertebrae, dead flat where your heart be at. Now starts the cardiac arrest. Where's your vest? You forgot, now you slowly drop cause your heart stopped beating. Your bitch ass crew is retreating. Niggas left you fucked up, passed out with your ass out. Pockets ran through, stripped with your brains bashed out. Niggas wanna do me, slugs just run through me. Like trees to branches, cliffs to avalanches. It's the praying mansions, deep like the mind of Farrakhan. Motherfucking rap phenomenon, plus I make it hot. On your burial site, I smoke blunts all night till the light.
Oh shit, picked up my light. All right, so.
Okay.
That was a bad mix for the light show.
It's tight, eh? That was
I believe this mashup. It literally sounds like Stevie Wonder and Biggie Smalls are having a conversation, going after the same chick. Check it out.
With style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club sipping my wet.
Wow.
Which one? Roberto.
I have to go with number one.
With the Biggie and Wu-Tang? What about you, JG?
I do have a little Wu-Tang bias because I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, but I love the originality of that because I never would have thought Biggie and Stevie Wonder mashing up would work that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with number two.
Jeez.
It's tough though. It's tough.
I like both, but I'm gonna have to go with number one too because I love Biggie, and on that freaking Wu-Tang beat is fire.
Yeah, that was dope. It just brought back memories and just
probably the song probably
chilling with the boys
best,
and just
that song probably has the best first line of any hip hop song ever.
Wu-Tang was
atomically, prophecies, philosophies, and hypotheses. Can define how I be dropping these mockeries, bruh.
That's right.
It's that star opening, dude. Nothing can beat that.
So now this is the one I really wanted to get into, DJs. See which one you guys like better.
Okay.
Yeah, your mother. Yeah, your mother.
Nice.
That was DJ
nice.
number one.
That was
Let's get
nice.
to number two. Tell me what you guys think of number two.
Can't touch this. 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 Can't touch this.
Okay. Okay.
Can't touch this. Can't touch touch this. Can't 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 touch this. You can't touch this.
That was DJ number 2. We have one more. What's up, Johan Wallace? That was DJ number 3. But JG, who you picking for number 1?
You know what? Number 1 did a pretty good job. Number 2, I didn't know where he was going, but I love how the showmanship. But number 3 was just so smooth with it. I mean, so consistent and everything. So I'm gonna go with number 3.
Roberto?
I've seen number 3. I've heard number 3 before. No disrespect, JG. Well, number 2, what number 2 did? I did not hear
love
before.
the showmanship.
I did not see before. And he gave us 4 different beats on the same song. No doubt, number 2, way over these guys. Sorry, that's just how I feel.
Hey, I feel you.
I feel the same way. Number 2 was the shit. When I heard that one, I was like, yo, that shit was lit. When he fucking slowed it down and turned it into its own beat, I was like, yo,
what?
Bro,
and he kept it. He just kept it. You know?
I missed those DJ competition, man. Those things were fire. I really missed them.
You know what I really miss? I really miss the Blockos.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Everyone from all districts link up in the same spot. The Boomers DJ, which was LDG at the time, fire. And, you know, gunshots always ended the night.
Always.
Of course.
But, you know, it was just something you became accustomed to, you know? It wasn't like a big deal. As long as none of your boys got licked, you know? But, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So we are going... Absolutely, 100%. So those of you that just popping in, we had a little competition at the beginning. I should have put up a chat poll to see who would have enjoyed it, but for the next one, we'll do it. I'm pretty sure I'll come across some more DJs. What's up?
Enough judges out there, I'm sure. Enough judges.
Absolutely. So now we're going to get into the first topic. As you see on the title, it is, I don't know if you guys seen what Ciara wore to the Oscars. Did you, Roberto?
Like I said on Facebook, what was she wearing?
Okay, so there it is.
No, that's not it. Is it?
Yeah, that's it. Hold on. Let me bring it up. Hold on so I can bring a higher view. Right here.
What's that front view? Like that one right there in the bottom right.
I'm trying to find the perfect one because I know most of the ones I had from her side. Here we go. All right, so that's pretty much a front view of it. Yeah.
Someone asked me,
here we go.
What do you think the dress she's wearing? I'm like, what dress? Where you see a dress? I see something like a shade over the underwear and her boobs and stuff. You want to call a dress is supposed to be something you're not supposed to see through. This is supposed to be something else. There's supposed to be another name to this. It's called almost nude. No, please tell me different.
I think it's fire. And
I think if Russell Wilson didn't get all that money from Denver, he wouldn't be up there all cocky like, yeah, I ain't worried. You see his face?
So here's the thing, right? Why we're discussing this as well. Because, and I've seen a lot of, Twitter comments and everything. One, they calling her a skeezer for what she's wearing.
Why? She's confident in her body. Look at her.
And 2, they calling Russell Wilson, yeah, I was about to say Westbrook for some reason. A simp because she went out and dressed like that. What are your thoughts?
Listen, these days, her looking as fine as she looks. I've seen people in clothes they shouldn't be wearing, and that's supposed to be okay. What, like, why do people hate on good stuff? Is it like payback for all the times you were picked on? All the time you were criticized. Is this payback time now? Because the only thing I see with this wrong with this outfit is that my woman would not be wearing it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But to look at her, if her man is confident in his skin to have his woman wearing that, I wish I was that guy, dog. I tell you, Anzo, he's sleeping like a baby.
Right. So that's another thing, because I know Roberto already would say no. I wouldn't.
Hell, what? That'd be the first thing I light on fire. That'd be the first thing I lit on fire in my life. We're talking a little cleavage, and I'm like taking her to school. Well, I don't know. You're married now. We don't need to put no bait out there and shit.
No, I feel you, but I'm saying as long as she's with me, yeah, go ahead, bust that shit. I'm like, yo, if you,
I don't know. So that outfit.
The only thing I'd probably say, put on a bra. You know what I mean? Cover up them tits, because you're dancer all that.
I can't.
Absolutely.
I can only know that shit ain't covered, but I can't really see it.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Tell you that shit ain't covered.
Yeah, but I would put
because what is fucking very evident that's covered.
Because I'm like, as long as you with me, you can wear whatever the hell. Now, going out by yourself, you're like, hey, babe, I'm going out, and you have that on, I'm like, hell to the fucking no, right? But if I'm there, we together, I've encouraged, wear some booty shirts. I'll be like, yeah, wear those. We're going out tonight. Wear them little booty shirts. That is correct. You know what I mean? But to call her a Skeeze because of the way she's wearing, they don't even know what a Skeeze is. You know what I mean? She's sleeping with one fucking dude. One dude. She's sleeping with one dude. She just went out there and she had a bottle. Yeah, she had a body and she can fucking show it. I don't see any problem with that.
You know what? Anybody who's hating on this is because they couldn't pull it off.
Facts.
That's all it's coming down to.
They couldn't get a woman that looked that good.
Let me just tell you this much. Another thing. If Angela Jolie had put that dress on, people would be saying how sexy she looks at her age or that and that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
100%.
When I saw her in this, I won't lie. I did a double take to look at her face to say, who looks that good? That's what I did. And I saw it was her. I was like, damn, I didn't see you like that when we were growing up, when you were singing. No way. She has become a woman. She is one sexy ass woman. I'll tell my wife that. That is a sexy ass woman. Facts. And you know what? 100%. You can see she knows it.
And you gotta understand
that
too,
dress.
She's getting up there in age too, right? So she's trying to show, listen, I still got it. I have no problems with that whatsoever. You got a body and you can pull that shit off. Yeah, dude, because we looking, you know what I mean?
Listen, let me tell you something. I know Anzo is doing a take. I don't even think there's a word for it. I was going to say quadruple take. I can't even think of a word. He'd probably get fucking tendonitis in his neck if this woman walked in a fucking room just like that.
I was just about to say that N-word. I'd be like, bro, if I was going in the opposite direction, I promise you, I would have forgot something in the direction she was going, because I would have been like, oh, wait, hold on. Is that store that way? And I would have been walking right behind that.
But as good as she looks, Anzo, I could tell you this. If I weren't to see her and my wife was to see her, she would tell me, babe, you have to look at this gorgeous woman. Because it is what it is.
Same here. 100%.
It is what it is.
100%. 100%. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, look at that booty. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, you're damn right.
Somebody else wearing that outfit, we might be saying, I don't think you should have worn that tonight. Outside.
Absolutely. 100%. What do you think, JG?
You know what? I've worked security at a lot of events before, and I've seen worse than this.
Hell yeah.
Right? This is nothing compared to what I've seen. I'm sure you guys as well.
I dropped my daughter downtown and saw worse.
Exactly. You know? And it's amazing because before I get to that, we all know Hollywood's like one of those copycat things where if one person wears a shirt outfit, everybody got because that's what's in, right? She wasn't the only one dressed like this there. Yeah, she's the
Exactly.
one attacked for being called a skeezer because she's
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in her skin. She got a husband who's confident enough, secure enough, to say, "Hey, yeah, this is my wife. You man enough to take it? Go ahead. I bet you won't."
Facts.
Right? And
Yeah.
like I said,
Mm-hmm.
now mine, hell no, she ain't walking out like that. But for but for
and,
her, I
and
mean,
you know
hey,
what? If that's the way, I feel nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I just
exactly.
like if I don't want them, them out there to know, like, yeah, that's what she look like. That's what she looking like, right? Because think about it, right? Yes, that shit is see-through and you can see a lot more. But if your girl's going out with fucking tights on, we know what the ass look like.
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing tight jeans, we know what the ass look like. You know what I mean? She's wearing a
Mm-hmm.
fucking halter top with her breast fucking, we know what the breasts look like. Now we may not know if there's pimples on the ass, but we know what it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
And you know why I think it's been a long time since we've seen this dress come out?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure the designer was saying, "Who the fuck am I gonna get to wear this?
Facts.
Who am I gonna wear?" And then one day Ciara walked in and he was like, "Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're the one." And bang, look at her.
Absolutely.
I mean, it
There's
looks great. It looks
only a
great.
handful of women on this planet that could pull that dress off. I'm telling you
Facts.
right now.
Facts. Facts. I have
And
no
look at her.
issue with it.
Does she look scared? Shy?
She's
She's
come a
like,
long way. She's
she's
come a
like,
long way from the
yeah,
gutter
look at
days.
me. Of course. Yes, JG, you hit it on the head. She's come a long way and she deserves respect. They
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't put that fucking shit on Beyonce's name, Skeeze. I ain't saying Ciara's
Facts.
Beyonce, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to give this woman her respect, yo.
Facts. 100%. I said I still don't know how people walk in those shoes. Well, you females, I don't know how you guys walk in them either, but some of you can pull that shit off. Cause them stilettos, boy, ooh, Lord God. You know what I
They
mean?
dancing them things now, man.
Facts. But and another thing is now they're like, oh, Russell Westbrook is a simp, right? But what if Russell Westbrook was like me and told his wife, yeah, wear that shit? You know what I mean? Like,
You
yeah,
better
I don't
stop
care.
dating Russell
I mean,
Westbrook before this man gets divorced. It's Russell Wilson, man.
Wilson.
Silly.
Next thing you
Russell
know,
Wilson,
headline news:
definitely.
Russell Westbrook wife leaves him after watching the O.O.C.
You know what I mean? But to call the man a simp and say like, she's running the relationship because he let her walk out the house like that. Some people, and I hate to say this, guys, but some people are freaks. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true.
What
Was
is a
that
simp?
Danny? Roberto?
What is a simp?
Basically a dude that's like a yes man to a woman, says everything to try and get a woman, or you know what I mean, and like pretty much like babies a woman and does whatever she says.
Yo,
That's what a
I
simp
am
is.
yet to meet a man that felt a way about the way his woman looked and didn't say anything. That's why I never heard of that word, simp.
I
Either
got
you
you.
speak out or you don't fucking say anything. You don't go to your boys after. I really didn't like that dress she was wearing. It pissed me off, but I didn't want to say it. You're going to find a fucking word like simp. Damn right you will. Simp or some other word. I don't know, but how does that happen? How do you even know that shit's happening? He's bragging about it?
You know what I
mean,
mean?
I mean, I look at it like this. I'm a 49er fan, so I'm going to call Russell Wilson a simp regardless. So I can't stand him, dude. But I will say this: when you see Ciara's attitude prior to being with Russell Wilson,
What up,
and
K-Dot?
see it now,
What up, K-Dot?
how more confident she is. Because remember, we used to call her kind of like a tomboy when she first came out,
Mm-hmm.
and then she started growing up, and just you see the glow in her face, in her eye. You see she's more confident now.
Yeah,
right? She's
she's a
happy.
woman.
So whoever call Russell Wilson a simp, hey, what happened to the other dude she was with, the baby father? Where's he
Absolutely.
at?
Right.
You say how she where were y'all when he was dogging her out? How
Probably
she was
some insecure guy
insecure guy,
that
right?
couldn't
And
handle
so
her being a woman like she is, and she
Mhm.
found a man who could.
Russell
Right.
Wilson, hats off to you, bro.
And I like this comment. Dandelion
I
said
respect that.
maybe his woman turning head gives him an ego boost. Absolutely.
Damn right.
I mean,
Anto likes
Damn
that
right.
shit, and some people don't. Why hate on them too? Can't we
Right.
just love everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm on the other side. Hell fucking no. No magnet over here. Look the other way. You didn't come here paying admission to see my shit.
Absolutely.
Fucking go about your business. Have respect, yo.
Exactly.
My only issue is that dress looks like some big ass crab fishnet. Yeah, but I've seen what up, Basco? How you doing, brother?
Who said that? Who said that?
Congratulations
What up,
on
Basco?
1,000 subs, bro. Congratulations.
Who said that? K-Dot?
Yeah, K-Dot. Listen, you know, me and Roberto, and I don't know about a lot of you guys in there. I know Basco does too as well. But we've watched these Jamaican dancehall videos, skin out videos. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should find a few and educate some people, yo.
These girls would play, carnival. Like this is the stuff they wear in the carnival. You know what I mean? You go to,
this is nothing in carnival.
This is very tame compared to carnival.
Now I get it, and people say carnival, whatever, but you're dancing out on the street in public. You know what I mean? Wearing little G-string songs, pretty much nothing. You know, little pasties on your nipples. You know what I mean? Little pasties on there just to cover up the nipple part. That's what they wear. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I just think that people running around calling her names. Like, if you don't want your woman wearing that, that's understandable 100%. I'll never say anything. But to call her names like a skeezer and Russell Wilson a simp because she dressed like that, then I think you're an idiot.
What was he supposed to do? Not take the picture with her?
You know what I mean?
Not show up? Is that what people wanted him to do? How do you know he wasn't pissed?
Absolutely.
No, everyone's just speculating, you know? That's all you can really do.
But you see, that's the thing. If they're saying he was pissed then and he let her go like that, then
listen, she's a grown ass woman, Nzo. You know, if I don't want my wife to show cleavage and she decides to show it, do you think I could punish her and make her stay home? All I know is it's gonna be a fucked up night, right? She knows I'm pissed and she did it. That's all it comes down to. But no one can speculate that, that guy allows his wife to show half, 3/4 of her boobs. No, look at my face. Do I look fucking happy? No, I am not. And I'll fucking stare down anybody who looks twice. I'm telling you now. I don't care. You brought this on yourself.
Absolutely.
That's how it is. If people are staring at her, I'm sure fucking Russell Wilson's sitting there and she's like wearing pajamas on the couch there watching a movie. He feels no fucking way.
100%. Because you know what? He's saying, yeah, you guys looking, but when I get home, I am breaking that up tonight. You know what I mean?
You got to keep that happy.
I am bending that up tonight. So while you guys are sitting here complaining and calling me a simp and everything, guess what I'm going to bed with? And you ain't, you know?
But did she do anything besides music? Because I know her records were like, they were all right.
No, now she's doing a lot of hosting. Like she hosted some award show at one point. I think she was doing some New Year's Eve stuff too. So she's doing a lot of hosting stuff now. She just disappeared and all of a sudden
doesn't have no clothing line or some fucking cosmetic line. Because they all, you know.
Not that I know. Hey, David, I hope you're okay, man. I know it must be messed up to live someplace where there's tornadoes all the time, bro. But, you know, keep safe.
Where do you live, David?
He said he's in LA.
Oh, yeah. You guys are going like fucking through a catastrophe movie and shit.
And he said huge hail, biggest I've ever seen.
Snow. And then fucking hot temperature, rivers, landslides. I'm like, and my wife wanted to fucking move out there. I'm like, and you're complaining about the snow we got here?
You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? Look, watch the news, man. That shit is fucking scary, yo.
He's saying that he said the biggest hails he ever seen. But I don't think you ever seen ones big like we had here one year. They were like golf balls.
This is like end of world shit that's happening over there.
Yeah,
it makes the news like very little because it's becoming the normal.
Yeah. So what global warming does, bro. Ciara could have wore a sexier dress though. Them fishnets ugly. Nah, bro, them things are fire, man. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Well, I think K-Dot's not a Ciara fan.
And to be honest with you, we ain't really looking at what's on the outside. We seeing what's in the inside.
Yeah, why
You
you
know what I
guys all
mean?
judging that? She's wearing that so you can see what's underneath. So you
Facts.
gotta appreciate what's underneath. Because if she
Facts.
didn't want to show it off, she wouldn't have wore that.
Facts.
Listen, let's not act like
100%.
nobody wondering what was underneath all that. I'm just saying.
That's like the
Yeah,
woman who's showing 3/4 cleavage asking you, what are you looking at?
Yep.
absolutely,
Yep.
100%.
Well, fuck, that's why I avoid that whole conversation, Anzo.
Mhm,
Because that's a
mhm.
Kickstarter, you know?
Yeah, I know, bro. Trust me. All right. So next topic we had. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's a lot. I'm going to bring it up here.
Or is that the clown?
The which one? No, the your shit.
Oh, I thought my
Oh,
shit was.
I'm definitely. But when we come to the 6ix9ine stuff, I'm not going to show it at all because supposedly you're getting strikes for showing that freaking clip of him getting beat.
Really?
So I'm not going to show that. Yeah, I'm just going to bring up an article and then we'll read it
Yeah.
out, something like that. But yeah, Lonely Man Cave, who was supposed to come on, I don't know, he must have fell asleep or got busy. But he said he posted the clip on his page and they freaking gave him a strike. So now Roberto, and I don't think this show is even on the air anymore. But we're just gonna show the
It's
first
on
part.
what you gonna call it? The shit Amazon.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
on Prime now?
yeah.
What's that?
Oh, okay. It's on Prime Video now?
Yeah, Prime. It's on Prime.
Okay.
Yeah. So Pawn's hardcore Pawn, right? And Roberto's question is, does this show make black people look bad? So we're gonna get. All right. So
So pose the question
go
again,
ahead.
please, to JG.
Yo, what's up?
No, I was saying, could Anzo pose the question prior to playing to the video to you again?
What was the question?
You said Roberto said that this show
Makes black people look bad.
Yeah, I just wanted you to repeat that and get
Okay.
JG's take on it.
Yes, that scene did make black people look bad, but at the same time, you are on that show. You know they're gonna make you look bad. So I can't really blame the show when it's the individuals on the show acting the way they're acting and probably paid to act the way they are acting.
But you see, this is my whole point because I brought this to Anzo's attention and he said the shit is staged already. I said that makes it even worse. Because we talk about movies that, that sells black people out as drug dealers and pimps. And so for me growing up, I always took the N-word as for somebody who's ignorant, more like a narcissist kind of person, they're never wrong and they're always right kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like they are the true N-words. So when people behave like they were behaving, me being a black person, I was angry, saying, yo, are they like that in the US? Because that don't make sense the way they're behaving.
Oh, all the time.
You're going into a pawn shop telling a person, I'm going to threaten you to pay me. Where the fuck could you go and threaten someone to pay you and they're going to pay you? I don't understand that.
Nowhere.
And it happens frequently in the United States. I hate to say it. I saw it the other day.
But JG, what kills me is I'm watching this show. Well, fucking now you gave me some solitude there. But I'm watching this show and I'm saying, I never seen this show before. So I went and found it on fucking Amazon Prime. And I watched like 2 or 3 episodes. And all of these skits that take place that are fucking remotely nowhere near to sane. I don't care what fucking world we're living in where everybody's normal and everything you do is okay and normal. This is not normal, what these people have done. And it's no coincidence that they're all black. So is this replacing the role as the black person who dies first in a horror movie? Or the one black friend amongst 10 white people, and he's the guy just hanging around, doesn't have a girlfriend, doesn't have a life. He's just there. Is this the new version of that? What this fucking show is showing? Because I never seen this show before. And seeing a little skit like this grabbed me to say, I need to see if there's more of this. Because this is fucking this can't be for real. I gotta ask I can't wait for the show Wednesday to ask my American friends. And I just saw you yesterday. Okay, so I guess it is normal.
So I say, like, there's a lot of, because if you go and you can Google it, how they script their shows, right? And like, it's not like they have, well, when I say scripted, it's not like they have these people come in there and say, okay, you're gonna act this way, but they kind of gouge how the person is. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just get on the show like that. It's like, oh, you have something upon, let me see what you got, this and that. You probably seen that they maybe gave an attitude to the producer or something, and they're like, yeah, this will be good content, right? So they'll go in there and they'll tell them, yeah, lowball these guys, give them only so and so $20 and let them, and they do that because they know it's going to cause drama. So that's the kind of scripting that I mean.
Just like how you would not sell your soul to dress up as a woman, no matter how much you're prompted to get, why can't these fucking people not sell their soul and stop fucking selling out black people and giving white people a perfect way to portray that that's the way we behave?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the way they are. They're all like that. They all like that. Look at them. They're like animals. Who talks like that? Who behaves like that? You give them perfect fucking material, because if it even brings a black man to say, what the fuck is that? Who behaves like that?
Yeah.
It kills me. It just kills me.
Said, I get that you can feel bad because they're black, but they're making it look bad. With Karen videos, it makes white women look bad. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and that's why I said, you know what I mean? Like, they make sure that the people they bring on the show are going to, like, you'll see an episode where you'll have, you know, some good things going on, good people come in, they don't get their stuff, they leave all happy, but they always have to have that drama person in there to keep the people watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll always see that. It's not always black though, because I've seen a lot of the white people them act like that, but when you watch clips and stuff, it's like all they show are the black ones. So I can.
Yeah, but I watched episode after episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not watching little clips on YouTube.
Yeah, but you got to watch the
black
whole
people,
series though.
Yeah, I'm already 3 series in, and it's 3 or 4 episodes in, and it's every episode that there's some outlandish black person, and this guy is rude as fuck because, you know, he has the right to be. It's his store, and they're always disrespecting him.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is the common thing there, then okay, but I'm not from there, so I need to know, is this normal, or is this like just giving, you know, people who are racist more fuel to be racist?
Well, obviously. So
why don't you show some Asian people walking in? What, Asian people don't pawn shit? Latinos don't pawn shit? Why don't you show them coming in and being disrespectful and uneducated?
I'm sure they do. I just have to watch more episodes to know how many seasons you watch. You watch 3 seasons?
No. 3 episodes. I can't watch fucking 3 seasons of that.
Yeah, that's but that's what I'm saying.
I'm fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, there's a lot of episodes. Like, I used to watch it. I got tired of it after a while. I don't know how many episodes I've seen. I've seen way more than 3. I used to watch that. I used to watch Storage Wars, and there was another one I used to watch. But
this is different. This is different, you know. Like the way they're coming about it. Like, this guy is hardcore. He has some rotten kids on his side. They rape everybody. Sorry, using that term rape. I'm gonna offend some people, but they rape everybody because their bottom line is just to make money.
Yeah, be careful with that word, you too.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, because I know this word got me in trouble once.
No, say grape. That's
Grape?
what they say on other channels. Yeah, grape.
They grape everybody. Apple juice everybody too. You know? And listen, I'm just saying, Nzo, if they are doing it with other races, I'm not saying this show is out to make black people look bad. It's just a coincidence that, you know, I watched 3-4 episodes and it's so outlandish that I would need an American to sit with me and tell me, yeah, that shit happens. And I won't be so like, why are they doing this? Because if the shit's really happening, then I'm like, okay, I gotta accept it. It's the norm. But over here, and we're igloos and shit, and polar bears, and that shit ain't normal. I'm sorry, that shit ain't normal. When we go into a pawn shop, we ain't telling the guy, yo, you're taking this for the money I want. If not, I'm taking it from you. That shit, and I mean, our cops even nowhere near as crazy as your cops.
Mm-hmm.
And we ain't doing that shit,
Yep.
It's too damn cold up there doing this shit. But it's for
That's
me.
a reason to end up almost dead. That's what you asked me in the U.S. You do shit like that, you might die tonight.
This is how we're viewed worldwide, right?
Yes.
When somebody goes to ask questions like, "Hey, how do you feel about black people or black culture?" Oh, it's cool because of the clothes and hip hop and rap music. Oh, they are fun and all that stuff. What else do they say? They are violent. They are aggressive. They are argumentative. And where do they get that from? Shows like this, because they see two black female individuals, two individuals, quick-tempered, quick to get an attitude, aggressive, violent, pushing stuff over, and for what? Like you mentioned earlier, for a check. How much was a check? They don't get that much per episode.
You got that right.
I'm not even sure if the people them get paid to get on.
Yeah, they probably get $50.
Probably
just to avoid any lawsuits and shit.
Right.
They sign all kinds of papers.
Right. Yeah, they hang around a lot just in case they need to be brought back again.
Yo,
I've done it before.
They're giving us $50 for us to be us.
Yeah, I know.
Hell, shit, we're ripping them off. Let's go in there.
Because I'm saying if you're getting paid what they want, like $300. So if you're getting paid more than $300, then why are you gonna go in the show and act the fool? You know what I mean? That's what you asked for, right? So why are you gonna go in there and act the fool? They're like, they don't want to give it to you. Okay, fine, I'll leave, but I'm still getting $300 anyways. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're paying them, then it just goes to show you that that is the agenda, where they're just trying to make it look bad.
But do we know for a fact that they're paid?
No, we don't. We don't.
That's something maybe we should find out, because if they're not paid, then that's a fucked up shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Either way, it's fucked up shit.
I agree. Some people do anything for 5 minutes of fame. They know acting like idiots will get them.
Or so money.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's another issue that I noticed people were complaining about too, is like when you watch all these TikTokers, you see black guys running around there doing stupid stuff to get famous, you know what I mean? And they're saying like it seems like we have to go on these apps and make ourselves look stupid just to freaking, get some notoriety. So that's an issue that people are complaining about too. Jackass, Viva La Bam, etc. All of them shows are way worse.
Oh no, I like Jackass. That shit was funny to me.
Hey, the movie?
Yes.
Oh my god, those movies had me fucking dying. You ever see the movies, Roberto? Jackass movie?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, the one, and I'll never forget
the first one, obvious.
I don't know if it was in the first one or the second one.
No, but I'm just saying, everybody saw the first one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was like a premiere.
The one I'm talking about is when they put the fucking, like, they put this helmet on the dude, right? And they were fucking farting in it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And one of the guys tried to fart too hard and he's shitting it. and the guy in the fucking thing was like throwing up. It was fucking nasty. But I was dying. Like, yeah, that made white people look bad for real.
You can't handle people throwing up. That's not a show for you to watch.
Oh no, bro. They ate, what was it, horse poop or something?
They're
like
fucking
that, man. Disgusting.
Yeah.
There's other ways to get attention, yo.
You hearing background noise? All right, maybe that's it. Yeah, but I agree. Listen, I understand that there are some things. Yeah, my mic isn't on the right one.
All right, there we go. 50 minutes into the show, and none of you guys on the panel could have told me my mic wasn't sounding right.
I'm used to it. I ignored
Sounds
it.
better now, though.
Oh yeah, it's
Sounds better now, though.
Now you're going
Yeah,
in
you
and
see?
out. You
In and
see?
out, in and out. Yeah.
I'm going in and out now.
You see? Now your mic's fucked up.
No, no.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
All
You were
right,
going in and
whatever.
out.
Perp said better. All right, cool. Yeah, so yeah, man, they were eating cow poop and all that. So I'm saying, yeah, there are other shows that make white people look bad as well. You know what I mean? But I think it's kind of more.
But you know they're doing it for laughs. They're doing it for that's a purpose. Like it's entertainment. What these people are is everyday life. You know, you go to the pawn shop because you're struggling. You need to pay a bill. You need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not entertainment, but they're making entertainment of it. And for me, like, I don't know, like if their parents saw that, if they're proud of that,
you know.
You know,
Perp said that don't make them look bad. That's just white people shit. You know what, Perp? I say that all the time. Whenever I see something, I'm like, yeah, that's just some white people shit, man. Because you know, only white people do stupid shit like that. You know, I never saw Jackass, bunch of chuckleheads. Yeah, I don't think it would be something you would like, Dandelion. You know what I mean? But
I
yeah,
don't think there's a black guy amongst them.
No,
Yeah,
there's
there
not.
was. There was on Jackass.
was?
There was a. I think the last movie. I don't know if they were. Well, you know, yeah, there's like two of them. I think the
Really?
last movie there were
One
two.
of them a midget. Sorry, a short guy.
He's a white guy. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one guy in that last movie they did. He was in a few of the skits. I don't know if he was like in the group like consistently from here on out, but he was on that, and his dad was on it.
I think that was like a Trump
Interesting.
thing, you know, the one black guy in the audience kind of thing.
Yeah.
Does it show you're not racist?
Well, to be honest with you, by this time they were doing the, you know, diversity and try to get the check marks in there. So yeah, it's possibly, hey, we need a white black guy in this one, you know? Nope, not my thing. I do like watching fail army videos though. Fail army videos.
Oh yeah, fail army videos are funny. They're funny.
I don't think I ever watched any yet, but I'll check that out too, you know? But yeah, man, I think like Roberto said, and we say it all the time, we do need to do better as people. You know what I mean? And to be going on, you know, you're being recorded, bro. Like you know you're on a show. So yeah, it's either they tell you to just, you know, go in there and just do whatever you have to do, you know, make it entertaining, this and that, you know, because I wouldn't want to make myself look dumb on TV. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I don't. It's not enough money. Like, unless you put some skit at the end of this saying we're all acting, we're not really like this. I ain't doing that shit.
You know what I mean? Especially, you know, you want to go in there and bring a laptop, but you don't clean the laptop first, right? You don't try to wipe it down and clean it as good as you can before you get in there. And then when you get in there, you expect $300 for a laptop that looked like it was like a 1989 laptop. Are you kidding me, bro?
You don't even have the power cord.
Let's not forget she had $2,500 for a fur coat. Only
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, it had to be staged.
Just because you got ripped off doesn't mean I have to.
Facts.
Shit looked like it was fucking rabbit.
Newfoundland said, it doesn't matter whether if you're black from the US, Africa, Caribbean, you working in Hollywood, you going to put that dress on. There's some actors that haven't, but I know there's some that will. I agree with you on that. I like watching videos of people breaking down why certain sitcoms were ended. I've seen some of those videos too. I've watched the ones where, you know, why Family Matters failed and stuff like that. I like those videos as well too.
Why did it fail? His shit wasn't funny anymore?
No, because they kept rehashing the same kind of storylines over and over again, right? And then by the season where they said it flopped, they had Steve Urkel doing all kinds of stupid shit. Like he was like this, you know, going into the time machine and coming out as, you know, Stefan, and then he came out as Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they said they kind of like pretty much made it
too hard, huh?
from there. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
But it was a good show though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that guy could never lose that fucking name. Never lose that.
Absolutely.
I don't care
Absolutely.
how old he gets. It's still
Or where you see him. Facts. Facts.
Where's his
100%.
suspenders, yo? I don't wear those anymore.
Facts. 100%. All right. Next topic we have here is, and I will bring up the article because, like I said, if I bring up the video, they're going to do some stupid shit. So, Tekashi 6ix9ine brutally attacked in Florida gym and rushed to hospital. So a video has surfaced showing a portion of the attack. You see one man continuously hitting Tekashi while the rapper does his best to defend his face. Tekashi 6ix9ine was savagely beaten by a group of men inside a South Florida gym with injuries so bad the controversial rapper was rushed to a hospital by ambulance. 6ix9ine attorney Lance Lazaro tells TMZ the rapper was inside the sauna Tuesday at the LA Fitness when all of a sudden he was attacked by several guys without warning. Lazaro says 6ix9ine tried to fight off the combatants, but there were too many of them, beating him to a pulp before fleeing. Lance notes to 6ix9ine did not have security with him at the time of the attack. Gym staff heard a commotion and immediately notified a manager. Police and EMS were called to the scene, and he was transported to a hospital by ambulance. We've obtained a photo of Tekashi taken from the hospital where you can see the damage to his face with glass gashes and swelling. We're told he also suffered injuries to his jaw, ribs, and his back. The next step, Lazaro says, is he plans to call the feds to make sure 6ix9ine gets the protection he clearly needs. Remember, he was granted early release from federal prison for cooperating with authorities to land several of his gang member cohorts behind bars. Pretty much. What are your thoughts, Roberto? What do you think?
My thoughts is not only is he a snitch, he's a foolish snitch. Why I say foolish? Because how do you feel you're going to rat people out and then go out in public without no security? Like, are you that bullface?
Facts.
Because you know everybody's hating on you for what you did.
Yep.
Like, that to me is the true definition of a snitch. I'm sorry. A black guy calling out who killed his best friend, to me is not a snitch. That's called a best friend. So that's how that shit is twisted. This guy is a snitch. He used information to better his needs.
Facts.
So if you're walking around without security, not only that, you're bullface, and any beating you get, you should not be surprised, my friend.
Facts. 100%. JG.
There's a saying in a lot of communities. Once you're a rat, you're always a rat. No matter where you go, no matter how much good you try to do, you will always be labeled a rat. So you must not be caught lacking at any point in time. Even when you're fast asleep at 2 a.m., security needs to be at your back. When you're getting up in the morning, taking a shit, taking a shower, your security needs to be on deck because something is going to happen. Especially when you're the same person on the Breakfast Club saying, respect my gangster. Respect my gangster. Okay, bro. Okay, you every bit of 5'2", skinny as hell, ratting on everybody. What do you think's gonna happen to you? But the funny part about the video was the guy running behind him. Dude, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan. That shit had
the guy
me
who
dying.
filmed the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, that had me dying.
I was waiting for you to finish to say that, JG.
That had me dying. Oh my goodness.
You and me both.
The guy that...
on.
Yeah, the guy was filming. He's like, y'all trying to
film
jump.
this
I ain't trying to jump you. I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan.
On it. Now you're telling me you're a fan? What kind of fucking fan are you? You're a fan of seeing me get beat?
Absolutely. And this is what I'm going to say, because I'm surprised it actually took this long to get him. But I figured he probably laid low for a while, thought it was safe to go out, and realized that people are still looking for him. Now, like Roberto said, someone kills your best friend and you go in there and say, yeah, he did it. You ain't snitching, right? You a best friend. You putting this person getting justice for the person that they killed. So I ain't saying that, right? What this guy did, though, He was in a whole gang. Not only was he in the gang, he had them doing certain things like go get this guy, do this, do that, and then gets caught and just rats every single one of them out.
To get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's it, Anzo. To get out. That is the true definition of a rat.
And you know what? Hold on, Roberto. Let me push it another thing further, right? If he wasn't going on these shows and acting like he was a bad man, right? Then I could say, yeah, I could kind of understand. You know, you ain't no
Not even.
bad man. You don't want to go to jail for 20 something years. Fine.
Shouldn't
But
have got
he's
the game.
going, well, he shouldn't have did what he did with
He
those
should have
gangs.
linked up with the
But
people he linked up with. He wouldn't have been who he was if he hadn't. And then when you get fucking bites, you turn the tables and give him up. That's fucked
yeah,
up.
no, but I even say linking up with those people is fine, right? Because you're doing it for protection. As long as you ain't inside the business, right? You keep them far away from you. You let them do what they're doing. If you're gonna fund their business, right? You're not really funding, but let's say you're paying them for protection, right? Because that's what it would be. I'm paying you guys for protection, blah 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 blah, boom, whatever. Right. So getting involved with them is not the issue. But what he did was he acted like he was a
One of them.
fucking Crip member. You know what I mean?
He acted like he was one of them.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going on all these fucking interviews and you're talking about being this bad man and no one can touch you and like JG said, respect my gangster. How gangster you looking now? Oh, yeah, the King of New York too. Yeah, that's right. He was saying he was the King of New York as
Yep.
well.
King of New York.
K-Dot.
Treyway. King
Running
of New
around
York.
saying King of New York. You know what I mean? And I remember I was working with this girl one time and she was like, "Oh, Takashi 6ix9ine, I love him so much." And he wouldn't be talking like that if he really wasn't about it and blah 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 until he got bite and just ratted everybody out. You're a disgrace, bro. You're a disgrace. And now you want to walk around and act like you safe? The streets don't forget. The streets do not forget. You can go 10 years hiding and then pop out, and dude will be like, "Yo, isn't that 6ix9ine? Yeah, that's 6ix9ine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get him.
You
We've
can't
been
miss his
looking for
ass.
you, motherfucker." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
you
way
can't
this
miss
guy
him.
moves. The way this
You
guy
can't
moves.
miss him. He got a tattoo, different color hair. And what the hell was he
I'm
wearing in
sure
the
this
damn
guy
video?
has enough enemies the way he moves.
Absolutely, he does.
It's a perfect opportunity to lick him and you don't know where it's coming from.
Facts, because not only does he have, the Treyway now, who he was with, enemies, the people that were against him, who he was fighting with them with, are his enemies. So he ain't safe nowhere. And I'm pretty sure his money is running out, right? Because he was going off spending money like crazy, like it would
Mm-hmm.
never stop. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure now it's running out. So now you're just a dude with a tattooed face.
It should just get out the
Recognizable.
US, yo. Get out the US. That's all.
Facts.
You used up your time there, yo. It's like
Facts.
Anzo said, it's not like nobody's not gonna recognize you and shit.
Facts.
You need to
100%.
put a mask on. Oh fuck.
Perp said it's going to continue to happen to 6ix9ine because the same energy you put out is what you're going to get back.
100.
100%. Facts. I feel
Facts.
people just want to embarrass him, then smoke him.
I think so too, Tony. Like a
It's
fucking rag
possible.
doll. He's just gonna he doesn't know where it's
Mhm.
coming from. Brap, brap. And he's gonna be like, oh fuck, and when he recovers, brap, brap. Like Pesci said, I'll keep coming back. I'll get out, I'll keep coming back.
Yep, 100%. But that's what you get when you think you're a bad man. You know what I mean? On top of that, he feels real comfortable disrespecting black people. You don't see him doing that to his own people. Yeah, right.
Facts.
And, he's been, ever since it's happened, he tried to do a little thing, right? I remember he came out with a song, I think, with Akon locked up, and Akon got a lot of slack for doing that song with him, right? Letting him remix that song. And then he was, online doing a little other stuff, and then boom, he just went quiet. And I think it's because he probably got, hey, dude, you better watch out. These streets are still looking for you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And when that happened, he went away, figured, he'll lay low for a while and then everything will be okay. But it's never gonna be okay for him. It's never. He probably has a hit out on him. If I'm pretty sure them Treyway guys put a hit out on him. Because
Oh,
you
of
made
course.
Since
yeah,
you're on
you
the left tonight, could you just read what Anik Jones wrote here, please?
yep. Hold on, let me get to this
What
one.
the?
He's the Prince of New York now, but the king will return. Yeah. Why are people upset with a man who snitched? I would snitch on anyone who fucked my girl, took my money, and kidnapped me. Go ahead.
If that's what happened to him, he shouldn't have got mixed up in that circle to begin with.
Facts.
And why did he snitch only when he got caught to benefit himself? He didn't come forward and say, you know what, this lifestyle ain't for me. Look what these people did to me. Let me call him out. He waited till he got bite. Then he snitched to try and get over being bite. That's a different story. That's like using a trump card. I can't feel sorry
Absolutely.
for him. It's too late.
And you put yourself in that situation, right? You did it. You were going on pretending to be this bad Crip dude. Now I hear what you're saying, but there's also a reason why he got kidnapped, right? And that's because one, they didn't respect him. Two, I believe it was something about him not paying them or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but if you watch his documentary, they explain it to you what happened to him. So I'm not too sure about that. But at the same time, like, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. And these guys were feeding him, they were protecting him. The amount of shit he was going around saying about other rappers, right? If
Mhm.
he didn't have that protection, they would have fucking did him in a long time ago.
But sorry to say, Anik, the true definition of a snitch is a person who provides information to give up a counterpart on his side for his benefit. That's the true definition of a snitch. Only if it benefits him, he's giving somebody up. If he gives somebody up because he knows they're committing a crime, in the hood he's a snitch, but to the world he's, a man doing rightful duty. He knows a crime's
Mm.
being committed. He's letting the officers know. But he snitched to benefit himself. Therefore, he's a true snitch. I'm sorry, Anik. That's just
And
how I feel.
K-Dot said, to be fair, he does slander the fuck out of Puerto Ricans. He wants to create the Mexican and Puerto Rican Civil War.
Oh, yeah?
He signed up for that shit.
That's right, Perp.
Exactly. I'll snitch on an MCU fan, but not one of my shut up.
Here we go.
K-Dot, facts, K-Dot. Facts.
He snitched because they were given 50 years for a crime he didn't commit. Yeah, but he was still involved, right? Let's not act like he wasn't, pushing the strings of the Treyway, where he wasn't telling them what to do. Like, he was causing beefs with guys because he knew that he had backup. He was feeding them. I know, I'm from the hood. Yeah, he was feeding them money. He was giving them money, absolutely. You know, and they got them on the wiretap setting up hits. He's not innocent. And even after the fact, he still antagonized people when he got out. Absolutely, 100%. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So it's not like he's innocent, right? If, like I said, if he was innocent, if he was just had them for protection, whatever, you know what I mean? And didn't act like he was a bad man, problem, Roberto, didn't act like he was a bad man, then I can understand. But when you play in that certain type of role, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
If you're going to play that role, then you better be able to stand up to what happens when everything crumbles down. And he didn't, right? And now, again, he has a fucking bullseye on his back. Like Perp said, no matter where he goes, it's going to happen. He needs to get out of the USA or else they're going to kill him. And even if he goes to some place like Mexico or something like that, I still don't know if he'll be safe there, right? Because if they find out he's there, you can pay someone to, like in Mexico, to do shit to him for a lot cheaper than you would have to do it to an American. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I don't know if he's safe. Maybe if he goes to like England or London or whatever. But this dude is going to have to get all those tattoos removed from his
Yep.
face. Right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Stop wearing them colorful hairdos, you know what I mean? And go on and start acting like a normal civilian, or else they're always going to find him. They're always going to find him. He's going to stand out like a sore fucking thumb.
And it's a prime example of what happens when you jump into that lifestyle. There are rules and regulations that you must follow.
100%.
What he
100%.
did, and I get it. They're throwing 50 years at him. Well, I can't do 50 years in jail, blah, blah, blah. But you were just sitting there talking about respect my gangster. You were just sitting there talking tough. Now it's 50 years since you faced for 50 years. Well, I'm gonna go rat on everybody.
Where's that talk tough there?
Where's
right?
that talk tough then? Right? Where's that tough talk then? And so,
You know,
with all that being said, he did what a lot of people would have done. 50 years. Oh, I'm not
Facts.
doing 50 years. I'm telling you, whatever
Facts.
you want, I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also
Yeah, yeah.
remember, this is public knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be consequences outside of you got judicial justice, you have street justice.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, whatever the kidnapping, whatever's going on, I guarantee he was part of. I knew people were part of that did the same shit prior to what happened to him. That's the stuff he was ratting on. And I'm sorry, it is what it is. That's why I don't get
Absolutely.
involved in it. That's why no one else should be involved in it. Because I'm gonna quote what Big Boy said in ATL: grown man business.
Facts. And if you can't handle it, you need to stay out of it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Stay out of that shit. If you ain't built for it, you need to stay out of it. Because
Exactly.
I can see him in the interrogation room, right? While they're interrogating him and he's playing his role. Yeah, man. Yo, I didn't do nothing. You guys got nothing on me. Here's some evidence. We have wiretaps of you doing this, and we're going to be charging you with 50 years if you don't tell us what we want to know. Well, I was walking down the street the other day, and these guys said that they want, I'm telling you, he probably signed the minute they said 50 years. Because I'd probably do it too. I can't lie. But you see, the difference is I ain't getting involved in that shit. You know what I mean? I would be one of them rapper dudes. I ain't got no issue with nobody. I'm friends with all you rappers, bro. You know what I mean? Biggie, Tupac, Method Man, what East Coast, West Coast, we all boys. You know what I mean? I'm not getting involved in any of that drama. So if anything ever happened to me, they'd be like, damn, can't believe they fucking, hit Nzo. He was a good guy. Like, he never bothered nobody. That's damn right. Because I ain't going to jail. You know what I mean? And I ain't definitely going to jail because I want to act like I'm a bad man. And again, I blame a lot of the industry for that as well, right? Because that's what's selling. You know what I mean? You're going on, you got to be this bad man type of dude. If it's kind of thugged out or whatever, and it's like feels real to people, then they're going to be like, yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's real. Respect his gangster. He's this, he's that. And he's not. He's not. Let me get to this one. He said, I get it, but black people need to focus on major problems instead of worrying about someone snitching. Yeah, but if you're snitching, you see, and this is the thing, the people that care are the ones he snitched on, right? That whole Trey Ray group, you think that group is like that gang is done because some of their leaders went to jail? Absolutely not. Someone just took it over, right? And because of that, they have an issue for him. Yes, the rest of us don't give a shit about Tekashi. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'm sure JG don't care. I'm sure Roberto don't care.
Oh, yeah,
but that Treyway group, they care. They care because you know what he did? He probably cut their income in half. Right? Whatever he did by sending those guys away, it definitely cut some of their money off. And the one thing you do not do is cut off or mess with these dudes' money, man. You don't do that. And that's exactly what he did. So if he goes to Mexico, the cartel will get him. Absolutely 100%. He should go the Pitbull route. What did Pitbull do, Perp? What did he do? What's the Pitbull route? A true culture vulture, true color shows when the culture catches up with them. 100%. That's exactly what he was. We got black people acting like mobsters instead, understanding that mobsters act correct, not yapping. Um, okay, so some of these guys out there though are mobsters though. They're a gang though, Anik. Like that's what I'm saying. They're a gang, right? And what he did was fucked up that gang. So it's anything like if he was protected or he was doing those things with the Hell's Angels, he'd be dead. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure they have a little, broader reach than probably the Treyway gang does. And if he had did something like that to them, he'd be dead. They would have found him right
Yep.
away. They would have probably popped his ass while he was still in the courtroom. You know what I mean? You get someone to do that, don't worry, boy. Your family is safe. We'll take care of you. But you're gonna go to court and you're gonna pop this guy before he even gets to say what he has to say. You know? 6ix9ine was crying. Yeah, he was crying. Absolutely, 100%. Also, hip hop is pretty much entertainment. 70% of the artists don't rap what they do. So 6ix9ine was entertaining people. Even a blind man knew he wasn't a gangster. Okay, again, a lot of these rappers, you are right, are not gangsters, and they rap about being or doing gangster shit. But when they do it in their songs, it ends in their songs. They're not running around on radio shows talking about respect my gangster, come and get me. I'm the king of New York. Nobody can touch me. I'm Treyway. I'm this. I'm that. They don't do that. He's a poser. That's exactly what 6ix9ine is a poser, and he felt that, the more clout he could get by calling out Treyway all the time. That's exactly what he is. He was just a tool for the Bloods to use. He was a way for them to make a lot of money. Absolutely, 100%. Pitbull doesn't do hip hop no more. Yeah, he went to
Mm.
pop. Young Thug, it's really about the life. You've seen all those charges. Yeah, absolutely,
Oh yeah,
100%.
definitely.
You know, so you got rappers out there, going to jail and doing all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you ain't about it, you need to stay off of that shit. Cause I
And
ain't going to jail.
let's not forget Chris Brown at one time was claiming he was a blood and all that stuff. Right?
Who?
You
Oh,
had
was
Chris Brown at
Chris
one time was
Brown?
claiming he was a blood.
Oh yeah.
Soldier Boy, another one was claiming because they had a beef and he was
Mhm.
claiming he's with this and that. It's when you grow up around that environment and you've seen that
Mhm.
environment firsthand, lost people to that environment, you don't want that lifestyle.
Facts.
And the fact
Facts.
that you're going to try to prop up a lifestyle that shouldn't be lived,
Facts.
you
Facts.
got
And
gang members. Look at 50 Cent. Where did when he got his money, where did he move to? Do you think he stayed
absolutely.
where he was? He got the fuck out. Jay-Z, what do you think he did? Got the fuck out. Jim Jones, got the fuck out. Cameron, got the fuck out. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
people like Takashi, like I said, is a poser. He was a little shrimp guy who felt like he was big and bad because he had protection. Started talking shit until the shit show came to him. He ratted out. Now you're really seeing what that lifestyle's about.
Absolutely. 100%. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. You see a lot of these guys that are doing that, and that's what's selling. You know what I mean? That's the hip hop that's selling. That's why we always talk about, the music is pretty much garbage nowadays.
Yep.
But I mean, what more can you say? Like, he's getting what's coming to him because he did something that he shouldn't have done.
Why did they make
Um,
mention he had no security? Because even they know he should always have security around him.
Probably
facts.
ran out of money.
Facts.
I'm just saying. You all that security, you got to pay that money, man. What's the last song he came out with? I don't really hear his music on the radio like I used to. So
Because
I need
videos
to.
don't matter no more. He can't really showcase his fucking clown shit.
And Anik Jones said, even gangsters have common sense not to do a bid for anyone else's charges. Yeah, but they will do a bid for the boss. You know what I mean? They will do a bid if they know
Chris
it's
Brown
someone
ain't no
in their
damn
gang.
blood, please.
if,
Come over
if it's someone in their crew, they'll definitely do a bid for it. Absolutely. They're not going to snitch. Keith Chief doesn't stay in Chicago at
Exactly.
all. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right. Because they know, right? It just causes too much drama. And I find it's the ones, because look at John Morant, right? John
Facts.
Morant did not grow up in that type of environment, but yet he running around with a gun, you know, and the stories that are coming out about him going to fight a high school kid, and you know, went to approach someone with a bunch of people because they disrespected his mom in a store. That's not the life you live in, bro. That's not even the
Exactly.
life you lived. So a lot of these guys that are doing this stuff never lived that life, because like JG said, if you grew up in that life, you are doing everything you can to get out of it and then stop promoting it. But these guys who haven't, that's the way to get their a notch on their belt. That's the way to get their stripes. You know what I mean? You feel
Well,
like
they
you
think
need to
it's a
get those
means to
stripes.
get respect.
They do.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but when you realize you're messing up your pipeline, it's funny you change your tune real fucking quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And regardless of him not going to jail, his pipeline was done, because once he did what he did, whether he went to jail or whether he didn't go to jail, he wasn't being a rapper anymore. His rapping days were done. You know what I mean? They were done. And that's exactly what happened to this guy. His
I thought we were
career is
talking about
done.
Ja.
No, his career is done. So it is what it is,
Yeah,
man.
it's a lot of there's a saying that says the streets talk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a lot of stuff about Ja Morant out here in Memphis that, I'll put it this way: he's fortunate that it wasn't a RICO case, because I got a feeling it was heading in that direction.
Yeah, it probably was.
It was heading in that direction for a RICO case.
Wow.
So he did the right thing by, hey, I need to separate myself publicly anyway. Separate myself from that. What he does his own home, hey, that's his business. But publicly, and to go back to what the person said about the mobsters, just look at Al Capone, for instance. Gangs, old mobsters like that, they kept that shit out of their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They kept all that shit out of that neighborhood. The problem with these people now, they're bringing this shit into the neighborhood and just sabotaging their own people, their own neighborhood, whether you're black, Latino, whatever. They're all doing it. So it's not just act like it's just black people, because it's just a universal shit show right now.
100%. It's crazy. But like I said, man, you know, I don't wish death or anything on anybody. So like, get out the country, dude. Go somewhere, you know, hide and live the rest of your life. Whatever money you have left, take that and go somewhere and never come back. Like, never. Because like I said, in 10 years from now, he pops back somewhere on the streets, they're still gonna want to get him. So
I remember, I would say one more thing. I remember an interview with Snoop. He was talking about, because you know how gangster he is. And even he said, hey, if I go to a different hood, I got to check in. I can't just walk in there and do whatever the fuck I want to do. I got to say, hey, is it cool if I come through? They say no, I stay away.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's how you live to see another day. See that poetry, JT?
I like that. Bars.
And the last topic of the night we have here is, and I will bring up this video here, which I won't show the whole thing, but we'll just get a guess of it. 6-year-old who shoots teacher will not go to jail. I don't understand why that's surprising, but let's hear what they have to say.
Here at NBC News, you remember that Virginia 6-year-old who shot his elementary school teacher? We are just now learning that he will not face charges.
Sorry.
I love having preached. They trip me up.
Yeah, me too. Wasn't really planning on showing their video, but
Kid can't even see over the bench.
That's a 6-year-old, right? That's crazy, though.
Let's go to here.
That you will only see here on NBC News that our team is getting with the city's prosecutor just in the last really couple of minutes or so. The Newport News Commonwealth attorney who's overseeing this case says they had some questions about whether the 6-year-old could take the stand, but that he's still looking at possible criminal charges for adults. Now, to recap this story, and remember, it was headlines for, weeks here on this outlet and others. The 6-year-old shot his first grade teacher, Abigail Zwerner, in the hand and chest back in January at Rich Neck Elementary School.
Yo, he hit her twice.
What are your thoughts?
It's a delicate situation.
Let's hear
I
what you got to
know
say.
back in the day, he would do some juvie time.
Mm-hmm.
6-year-old though?
Yep. They put
Yes.
him in a special
Yes.
school or some kind of
Mm-hmm.
system because that shit ain't normal. You can't let that shit go for other 6-year-olds to say, well, hey, he didn't get in trouble. Let me try it. That's just promoting fucked up shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm not some ruthless motherfucker because, I mean, a 6-year-old, what does he know? But there ain't too many 6-year-olds shooting people. So you can't
I
treat
agree.
this like any other 6-year-old.
I agree. So I'll ask
What's to
this
stop
then.
this kid from doing it again, Anzo, if he doesn't get fucking penalized?
But this is the question I'm asking. Would you blame the parents on this one?
Well, the parents could only be responsible so much, you know?
Well,
What, they didn't raise the kid properly to not shoot people?
no, but they
They didn't
probably
hide the
didn't.
weapon properly?
Yes. They probably did
They have
not
to be
hide that weapon.
responsible. The owner of the weapon has to be somewhat responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the parents are definitely a little bit responsible.
I don't know about
6-year-old.
parents. If it's a fucking husband's gun and the wife has nothing to do with it, she can only do so much. She can't be responsible if he doesn't lock it. She has to double check his shit all the time. You know what I mean, Anzo? That's why I don't really drop it on parents. The owner of the gun is fucking responsible.
I agree with that. The owner of the gun, because whoever owned the gun is responsible for making sure that it's locked up and
100.
hidden, and you know what I mean, in a place where a 6-year-old can't reach it. Now, what happened in school where this 6-year-old said, "You know what? I'm gonna take my gun to school and kill my teacher."
Teach, can I get some? That's not appropriate, Charles. You may get expelled for this. Bitch, did you say expelled? I'm coming back with my dog. Boom, boom. Oh my God, he does have a gun. That's how I saw it, dog.
What do you think, JG?
Man, you know it's I'm trying to fathom why in the world a 6-year-old would bring.
You know,
in effect, this is the thing right here. The kid was able, strong enough to hold the gun, point it,
get two
pull the
shots
trigger, because you know, depending on the gun, it has a kickback.
Yeah.
2 shots. That's what I'm saying.
2 shots. So he has some type of training somewhere.
Bam.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Roberto was saying,
old.
I think when certain crimes are involved with a minor, the parents should get some charges or some disciplinary action against parents. I think once they consistently do that, this stuff may kind of subside and go down. But if they don't get a hold of that 6-year-old now, that 6-year-old is going to be a 12-year-old. That 12-year-old is going to be an 18-year-old. When they hit 18 and up, hey, what the hell are you going to be able to do?
Like they definitely got to
They're
figure
glorifying
out.
it. They're glorifying it.
Yeah, because they got to figure out what was on that kid's mind. What was he thinking about to make him go to school and shoot his teacher? You know what I mean? And at 6-year-old, you know what's the difference between right and wrong. You know that. You know what I mean? Was he playing too much video games and figured, hey, you know what I mean? I'm going to go do some Call of Duty shit in my school. I don't know. You know what I mean? I know Daddy got one of these guns up here. I'm going to go take this gun. Because 6 years old, man. And you know what's funny? Right? When we were young, Roberto, right? We used to have toy guns. I had a bunch of fucking cowboy guns and cap guns and all of that shit. Never once did I think about fucking taking a gun and shooting a teacher.
Well, we shot BB guns at each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were young and dumb then.
You know,
We
that's what I mean.
We thought we were immortal.
You
You know what I mean? We didn't think it was gonna happen.
I never thought of doing anything to my teacher. I know I hated her or I hated him, but that's about as far as it went. You know, I didn't think about how could I kill this bitch. You know.
or even beat him up. You know what I mean? Or even beat him up. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go fucking fuck this teacher up after school. Like, we never even thought about things like that. You
I
know
thought
what I mean?
about that a few times.
Oh, you
Oh yeah, of
did?
course.
Yeah,
I never thought
but
about him beating up a teacher.
like a cop, lose the gun, lose the badge, I'll fuck you up, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
because there's teachers that you didn't do your assignment or whatever, and they want to embarrass you in the class. You're like, man, I would just fuck you up right now, you bitch. It's happened.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean like I had him on my mind all year. I got to get this guy somehow, some
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Let me follow him, follow his routine and shit, jot it down. That's a fucking movie, right? But if that shit does come true, again, it falls under the category of not fucking normal. Because it doesn't happen enough times for us to say, yes, it's normal. So in the case of this 6-year-old, I'm sorry. I just feel like if they don't make mention, okay, yes, he's not guilty. He's not going to serve life in jail. Yes, that makes sense. But if you ain't going to give this kid some kind of rehabilitation, you're only glorifying this fucking act, man. And I won't be surprised if it happens real soon again.
I agree with you. There has to be some sort of there has to be some sort of punishment for this child, right? And okay, maybe jail time. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna
It's
put
a little
up
harsh.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Remember Shawbridge, right?
Yeah.
So Shawbridge was like, for kids, adolescent kids.
Yeah, not
that
6 years old.
should be serving time. Well, dog, if they pull off a shit like this, then 6-year-old falls in that category. Because again, Nzo, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I know, but
when's the last time we heard a 6-year-old shooting anybody, let alone a teacher?
I agree, but I don't think they would have put a 6. Well, maybe Shawbridge. I don't know.
Yeah, Shawbridge, I could see it happening because the parents would be, if the gun did not come from the household, the parents would be, there's no way this fucking kid. What I told this kid, he can't have Mickey D. He's gonna shoot me next. I don't know where he's getting his guns from. 6-year-old's crazy, yo.
But I always thought there was an age limit. I thought it was 12 and up for Shawbridge. Have a good night, Dandelion.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Good
I always
night,
thought it was
Dandelion.
Shawbridge because I had
No
a few
idea.
friends.
You may be right.
I had a few friends in Shawbridge. You know what I mean?
We all had friends in Shawbridge.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't know the admission age,
Right, exactly. I thought it was like maybe from 12 and up, but I would
maybe
have
when
to
we were
find
6, I was telling people, you're on your way to Shawbridge. Keep that shit up. That's where you're gonna end up, nigga. Oh shit.
I agree with you though. I think like I said, there should be something for this. It's sad to say, right? But it's a sad situation because you're 6 years old and he still has his whole life ahead of him. So what?
That's right, Tony. Get that belt and beat the shit out of that little kid.
Oh,
next time he gets a gun in his hand, he has arthritis. That beating put so hard on him,
Oh, facts.
100%. Fuck.
Oh, facts. 100%.
That's what happened to good old fashioned licks.
Yeah.
Licks solves so much.
Yeah.
Licks avoid jail time for enough kids.
Absolutely.
This kid right here. I'll tell you right now. I got licks a lot because I like to test stuff, and now I don't like to be tested. That's something. But anyways, I got enough licks, and I praise those licks because not only do those licks tell me that punishment suits the crime, but it made you think twice about doing that crime or even taking it to the next level.
Absolutely. 100%.
You thought about those licks and you said, hell no. Now, if you didn't say hell no, you deserve all the licks that are coming in the future.
Facts. 100%.
And any other shit that happens. The tools are just changing from 100% belt to fucking clothes hanger.
Because because it's funny, right? We live in the area where we started to, when we were younger, you could get licks, anybody could lick you, but then after a while, right?
You don't hold the door for an old lady, licks,
right? But then after a while, it got to the point where, oh no, beating kids is bad and doing this is bad, and like I remember even going back and forth with Yellow on it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I think sometimes you need to beat the child, man. We're not talking about abuse. We're not talking about abuse. We're talking about like beating them, like spanking or something like that, but kept me in check, Roberto in check. What were you
Sure
saying,
did.
Roberto?
I forgot, yo.
You know what I mean?
It's those
So,
moments.
well, now
Yeah.
with that
Those
being
licks kept me
said,
in check.
yeah, what's that?
Said those licks did keep me in check.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because you didn't want to get beat anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
You didn't want to get them licks, man. And like we said, we weren't abused. I don't feel like I was abused. I wasn't getting beat
No.
every
I
fucking day
always
for
did
nothing.
something fucked
It
up to
deserved-
get those licks.
Yep.
And it's not like anybody who got licks didn't know it was coming. It's not like, hey,
Facts.
why am I getting beat? You know why you
Facts.
got beat. If you
Facts.
don't know why you're getting beat,
Facts.
you deserve harder licks.
Mhm.
That's how I see it. Again, I never
100%.
heard anybody say, but why, Dad? Why? You know why.
100%. We knew why we were getting the licks.
Yes. Thank you.
We knew what we did wrong. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh shit, when I get home, I'm in fucking trouble. You know what I mean? So
Yo,
it's
check
not
this
like
time. Since we like to reenact events, I think I was still in elementary. I was dating this girl. She was the hottest girl in the school. And we were in Kent Park till they shut those fucking lights off on. So it was the first time I ever experienced that. When those lights shut off, my heart started beating. I was like, oh fuck, what time is it? We looked, oh fuck, it's 12 o'clock. Yeah. I'm old, right? Times are different. Wasn't no fucking buses and all that shit running up Cotonej. It was like almost like a graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street. There's nobody on the street.
Mhm.
But I see this image in the middle of the street, 3/4 down the block.
And you know right away.
I know it's my pops.
Absolutely.
I know it's my pops.
100%.
And I'm just walking into licks. Where could I go? I'm fucking elementary. What am I, 8, 9 years old? Hey, Dad. Even like trying to, lighten up the situation. Hey, Dad, get your ass upstairs. I know right now I'm getting mad licks, but you know what?
Facts.
It was worth it.
Facts.
those licks didn't hurt that much that night.
Facts.
I had fun with that girl in the park,
Absolutely, 100%. So now we're talking about licks and punishments, right? So here, this one. This is a little one I found online, and it's a report. Dad forces 11-year-old son to play video games for 17 hours as punishment. Play until vomit. What do you think about that? Come and say this. If I'm 11 years old and that's my punishment, bring it to fuck on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, when I was that age, hell yeah. Well, what could I do to get more of this?
On the weekends, I was staying up all fucking night anyways at that time. You know what I mean? So you want to punish me by making me play video, and it's probably on a weekend because you wouldn't do that on a school night, right? So it's a weekend that you're punishing me to play video games? Sure. No problem. Hey, Dad, can I get punished again, please, this weekend?
You know what I mean? You be looking to see how you can get more time.
Man, I'm screwing up every day. Every
You know
single
what I
day.
mean? And I know people
lucky little bastard.
and I get it, right? I get it. What did they say? 11 hours? Oh, 17 hours. I get it. 17
No
hours.
food?
No, I'm sure they fucking fed the kid. That's
What's the problem? What's the problem?
You know what I'm saying?
They kept him hydrated.
You know what I mean? So here's the thing. I know they ain't watching me for a full 17 hours. I know that. So I'll take a little power nap, maybe 2 or 3 hours, wake up, and I'm back on the game again. You know how many games I would have finished in 17 fucking hours at that place? Bruh. Bruh. At 11 years old, they would be like, okay, time to come off the video game. Oh, can I just have one more game, please? One more game.
Yeah.
Now you're giving me 17 hours to play video games?
Bad
That's not no punishment for me. You know what I mean? That if those were the worst punishments I got when I was 11 years old, oh man, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Let's
'Cause
be
I would-
honest. That is not a punishment.
No,
That father is
no.
fucking delusional, and kids would wish for more delusional fathers like that.
you could say it's a little bit of a issue for making him probably stay up for 17 hours to play a video game straight, right?
And it depends the game he's playing too, right?
Yeah, it depends the game, and
Well,
you
give him
know,
Tetris. Fuck. After a
no.
while,
right.
it's like
Look,
you're in prison and shit.
give me some licks. I can't do that. I can't. I'll take the licks, Dad. I'll take the licks.
No,
You know what I mean?
No, to be honest with you, I love Tetris. I could play.
So
that
did I,
for
but
17 hours.
17 hours. No, I couldn't do 17 hours of that.
Because I remember there was a mode where you had to try and get to this high level, right? So it would start off, you have blocks, and then you have to break them down to level 2, and each time they would get higher. Man, I used to play that game for hours anyway, so why would I have an issue playing it? But I'd play it. I like Tetris. Tetris is good. Did you hear they're trying to blame Rock for Shazam's demise at the box office? Always blame it on the black man.
Why? What did Rock
Yeah.
do?
Okay, so Black Adam flopped, didn't do well. Shazam didn't do well. So
'Cause
now
it's
it's
stupid.
coming. Right. So now it's coming out that okay, so in the end of Shazam, there's an end credit scene where they try to recruit Shazam, right? But Rock, or they wanted to have the Justice League that was in the Black Adam movie, right? They wanted to have characters from that to be in the end credit scene. Rock said no. So when Rock did when they did the first Shazam, I think he was supposed to end credit scene. He said no. And then when he did his movie, his end credit scene was supposed to have Shazam, and he said no. He wanted Henry Cavill, right? So because both movies flopped, they're saying it's The Rock's fault because he didn't do that. And I'm like, that had nothing to do with it. The movies flopped because people didn't like them. People didn't want to go see them. People got to understand that Shazam and Black Adam are characters that most people don't know about.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. You know what I mean?
Facts, Tony. Get those switches time up. 3-4 switches time up and get that ass whooped. I remember those days.
Oh, yeah.
Last G.I. Joe I
absolutely.
stole. I'll tell you that.
Facts. I remember one time, and I don't ask me why, but we went to fucking pharmacy and those Listerine sprays just came out. You know, spraying them out.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we went to the pharmacy and we were just fucking stealing them left and right? So me and my two friends, we got out the store, and 2 steps, some man grabs one of my boys and says, "Hey, you guys were in there stealing. Let me check your pockets." So he checks one of my boys' pockets, finds the shit. Checks my other boy's pocket, finds the shit. Checks my pocket, doesn't find it. I have one, but he doesn't find it in my pocket. So he takes my boys inside the back, right? And I go home. I'm like, whoo, thank God. Because if I had got busted, bro, no word of a lie. And they lived with their mom, right? They didn't live with the father, right? They had their mom. No word of a lie. She beat them till they were black and blue. Black and blue. She beat the shit out of these dudes, bro. And right, I didn't get the beatings because I got away. You know what I mean? Thank God. But I know if I didn't get away, I would have been beaten black and blue as well too, and I probably would have never fucking stole again after that day. Never. I don't even think I did, to be honest with you, because that was a close call. And you know, whenever I get these kind of close calls, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit again. You know, so. It depends on what video game system. If it's an Atari 6600, I'd be vomiting in 30 minutes. I could play that. I could play them old school retro games. I grew up on that shit.
Yeah.
So the only thing, if it's a first person shooter, then yeah, I couldn't play that. And that would be torture because I would have a migraine and I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like that would be torture. That would be abuse. That would be 100% abuse if that were the case. But if it's a game I could play or I like to play, yeah, I'll play that shit all day, every day. I ain't got no issues with that. 100%. So, but I think, like I said before, and we talked about the punishments. I think we need to, be able to like spank our kids. You know what I mean? Not abuse them, but spank them. There's always a healthy fear of your parents that I think every kid should have. Keeps them in check.
If you think your kid is worthy of a beating for something they did, then that is the case.
Absolutely.
You don't always want to beat your kid, but sometimes they do something just beyond the boundaries, and you're like, man, I want to drop licks on this kid.
100%.
You drop those licks, I'm telling you, more times than not, it's for a good cause.
100%.
Yes.
100%. And
now we can't. And now I remember what I wanted to say. You know when that
Go ahead.
started? We can't drop licks on kids anymore.
When
they decided every kid deserves a trophy.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's when you knew it was all downhill, Nzo. All downhill. I cursed that fucking day. Cursed that day. I'm telling you, it was Armageddon.
The participation trophy. Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Everyone. There's no more valuable player because everyone's a valuable player. Everyone is a winner. That's just so fucking wrong.
And it gives kids, like, some kids will never be winners, right? But it makes them think they're gonna be, and I get it.
Yeah,
you know.
And they don't. They take up a sport when they should have been a fucking, maybe a architect, but they thought they could be a soccer player. They tell them, kid, what a waste! You wasted your time, son. You can't play soccer. Kid's all depressed now. You think he's gonna take up architecture? No.
Absolutely, 100%. And Nufa said, I hope James Gunn gets rid of Zachary Levi. Can't stand him playing Shazam. I'm on the same level as you. I think he acts like a 12-year-old kid when he's a Shazam, and when he's a kid, he acts like an adult. So I don't like that shit.
Yes, that was one of my nitpicks.
Yeah.
Annoying.
But you like the movie, so
I like the movie overall, especially Darla and Mary Marvel.
Did you see the pics? Did you find them?
I sure did. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Chillmonger brought it to my attention. But what's her name? Mary Marvel?
Yeah,
Mary Marvel has some full-blown poom pics online. I could not believe it. Like full porn ass pics, bro. Crazy. Right? But she's in Shazam. No one talks about it. But Ciara wears a dress at the Oscars and gets called a sleaze. There you go. That being said, guys, great show. We're going to shut it down real quick. JG, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on the O.O.C with the great Nzo and the great Roberto Wednesday nights. You also find me with my brother from another mother, Superwise, talking our shit.
Absolutely. I got to get on a Superwise stream over there so I can really
we don't want that Marvel stuff over there.
You guys need me over there. You guys need me over there. I can just imagine the blasphemy and DC loving kind of crap you guys doing on that channel. You need me over there. Roberto, where can I find you?
Right here, yo. Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. All you know, it's no longer 10. It is 9 to 11. So any of your friends that aren't aware, get them up to date and let them know it's now 9 o'clock.
Absolutely. It's been 9 o'clock for a minute, so if they don't know by now,
now they know.
You know what I mean? And I would say it's like 9:15 because I got co-hosts that can't come in on time.
You have a West Indian co-host, and when we say soon reach, that has no time relevance on the clock. So you have to accept when we arrive. Soon reach. What time is that? I told you, soon reach.
Facts. And because you said that, I got one for you.
Let's get it.
I got one for you. Here you go, Roberto. Hold on.
Come look here. It look like he's still alive. You know where we just find? Alright, you know no sense. Master, I play sad. Come we go find little shade, man. You good? Me no know. You know look alright. Me feel fuck up. Yo, how comes? Cause me nah no money. What thing get chap? You feel fuck up too? Never youth. Let me teach you a new lesson. Repeat after me. Cause so kono mother. I said, Jamaican freedom. Cause so kono mama when problem now crosses forward in your fears. You can say it high like a tweeter. Or deepen up your voice with the ears. Me are them know what they preach. You can tell it to anybody. Cause so kono mother. Cause so kono mother. The Jamaican motto. Cause so kono mother. And the Jamaican phrase. Cause all no matter that will help bad mind with them dirty stinking ways. Cause of your money 365 days. Sing it, you. Oh yeah. We got it them know the breathe. Say it with me. Cause all no matter.
So what I heard was right. Go suck on a mother. Go suck on a mother.
Uno mother.
What does that mean?
Go suck your mom.
Oh shit! Okay, it's literally what I think it is. I got you.
Yes,
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there saying, "What the fuck are they saying?"
You know, that's why I moved us to the side because they had the little subtitles on the bottom. But the subtitles were in Jamaican, so you guys, you know what I mean. But yeah,
what are they writing and saying?
You know what I mean? That's right, guys. Go suck unu mother. Peace, love, and peace. See you on the next one. Peace.
Keep me close, safe and sound. Drowning in an endless sea. Take some time and stay with me. Keep me in the strength of your arms. Keep me safe, safe and sound. Yes, we are going down. Keep me safe.
Not me.
Safe